Guys, I can't stress how important it is to track your key performance indicators in your business every single week. There was a time where I didn't do this and I lost over 50 members over a 12-week period. I shared with you in the podcast today exactly what metrics to track, how to track it, how to make sure you do it consistently, and how to coach yourself from these numbers and also get more from any coaching program you're currently on. Guys, listen in. It's probably the most important podcast I've done today. I'm so passionate about this. And if you do this, you will become a professional business owner over the next 8 weeks who can identify what's working and what isn't in your business so you grow faster than ever before. Alrighty guys, today I'm going to cover something that's incredibly important to me, and I want you to treat your business like a professional business owner, which means you must track your KPIs every single week. So in this podcast, I'm going to cover with you the KPIs, why it's important to track them, when to track them, how to track them. But guys, firstly, I'm going to start off with a story. So, for those who know a little bit about my story, I had one club that had over 500 members. And we were in like a scaling phase where we're essentially trying to outsource ourselves from the business and like put a manager in and things like that, right? Which is really, really amazing to do. But also it does come with a little bit of dangers. Now, one of the things that kind of happened and where we went wrong is we were not tracking the key performance metrics within our business. So we kind of stepped out, and I was a rookie business owner then. Right. And what happened over a 3-month period, we lost 50 members. And it wasn't until we checked up after 3 months that we realized how badly our business was performing, because we weren't even like in touch with how our business was doing. We were just kind of, marketing as much as we can and kind of hoping for the best, weren't even tracking sales and things like that. Now, guys, I don't want you to ever get in that position. But also, if you have a business coach now, or if you're looking to get a business coach, you are going to get so much more out of that person by tracking your KPIs. And they should be telling you to do it every single week, right? And then it's on you to be consistent and disciplined, where either yourself or your VA or someone in your team does it. But you will not know the issues that are arising within your business without tracking your key performance indicators every single week. So I'm going to share with you the ones that you want to track at a gym level, like upper level. Obviously, with each one, there's different metrics that come into play for each different lever. But these are the ones that you can look over every single week and know the health of your business within 15 minutes. So firstly, guys, I'd like you to set a target of how many members you want to grow by per week. So at a minimum, right, because if you're not growing in your business, you're dying. So at a minimum, it's 2 members per week. Okay, so that'll be your target. So say if you have 50 members today, it means in a week you want to have 52, then 54, 56. If you want to go faster, you can, but also you just want to make sure that that's the minimum amount you're growing at. So that's at the top. And if you guys want to document on this, please reach out to me on any of my social media channels, and I'll pass you across a specific video and also a document on how to do it. But you're tracking that. So then the first number you're tracking, right? And say if you do this in ours, we did our KPIs every Thursday. So our working week was from Thursday to Wednesday. The reason why we track them on a Thursday is because we had a team meeting with our managers on a Friday. So then we could let them know what the big focuses are for next week. But as long as you're tracking them on the same day every week and doing it at the same time, so it's a system, it doesn't really matter because it'll all average out. You need to find your best working flows. So the first number you're going to track is how many active members do you have on a direct debit or people who have paid up front. Okay, that's just going to be a straight number that you can get from your CRM or your direct debit service. Okay, now you want to just make sure that you're tracking that every single week so that every number that we're going to talk about aligns really, really well. Now, the next one you're going to track is how many leads did you get? So a lead for us was a name, email, phone number. Okay, that's what we considered a lead. It wasn't someone who just kind of chatted to us on social and didn't pass across any details. So be really clear with that. Okay, and we're going to talk about targets at the end of it, but firstly, tracking how many leads did you get. And I talk a bit about this podcast We use a system called ACR that, is an amazing sales platform, but you must be able to track this. Whether you're doing it on Google Sheet or using ACR or the plethora of other systems out there, you must know how many leads that you acquired over the week. Now, the next one that we're tracking is how many trials did we sell? And this is broken up into two numbers. How many free trials did we get started? So we used a 7-day free, which we tried to essentially not ever give out, but it was always there just if someone wanted to just kind of check us out. And how many paid trials did you sell over the last 7 days? So again, this will be all tracked in your sales CRM or whatever CRM that you're using. When you're doing this at the start, guys, it can take like 30 to 40 minutes to do the first couple of weeks. But once you've got it dialed in, it should take no longer than 15 minutes. And a lot of your CRM should just generate you automatic reports on this stuff as well. The next one we want to track is how much trial revenue, did you generate? So, when you're running paid ads, we used a trial system. So our 28-day challenge was like $199. But how much trial revenue did the business take in over the last 7 days? And that's going to align with our next one, which is how much Facebook or marketing ad spend did you spend over the last 7 days? Because one of the things that's really great in fitness is you're able to self-liquidate, which means that if you spend $1,000 on ads over a week, which seems like a lot, right? If you're selling 28-day challenges and you want to get 5 people started a week, it means you only have to sell 5 of them, right? Which is pretty much like the easiest thing in the world to do, because at that $1,000 mark, you'll, generate about 30 to 40 leads every single week. But don't start at $1,000 a week, but that's why you're tracking it. So you know how much ad spend that you're spending and then how much trial revenue you are accruing. And guys, you just want to put this in a Google Drive document. I'm actually, as I'm doing this podcast, reading off the document we give all of our Inner Circle members. So they track it each week and I can have a look at it. The next number that you want to track is how many no-shows did you have to consultations. So we sold face-to-face, like in our gyms. We found it a lot easier and we're able to sell people under our 24-week program pretty much in that first consultation. But if you're doing phone consultations as well, but you just want to track how many no-shows, how many people booked in to chat with you and didn't attend. So then we can identify if there's an issue with your authority, with the follow-up sequence, because we don't want your no-shows to be, where you're booking 10 people and like 6 are no-showing. And you'll just see here, as I'm kind of talking through it, you're able to identify what issues are happening within your business very, very quickly just by openly tracking these numbers. The next one that I want you to track, guys, is how many closed sales. So a closed sale is someone who signs up onto your ongoing program, which we recommend 12 weeks or longer. I actually recommend selling 24 weeks. So they'll do a trial period into a 24-week program. But how many people did you sign on your signature system or as an ongoing member after a trial period? So at a minimum, guys, it should be 50% of your trials go on. You'll be able to do that with the right system. We have some people in the Inner Circle signing 70% of their trials into ongoing memberships. With the right system, you'll be able to absolutely nail that within your business. The next one, and this is the one that I wasn't tracking, if you listen to the story at the start, how many cancellations did your business have over the last week? So we figure out as well, like your monthly retention rate, which I can talk about in a different podcast. But firstly, you're just identifying how many cancels did you have in the last week. And there's another document that we attach to this KPIs when you have your cancellations, which has their name, their reason for canceling, when they started their cancellation, when their last session was, their weeks as a member, and also the customer lifetime value. So how much they paid your business during their duration with you, and also what trainer was their accountability coach. Because we transfer the accountability to the members over to the trainers, we want to say, hey, this month Jimmy lost 6 members. I wonder if everything's okay. I need to help him because he's losing a lot more members than the other coaches are. Now, the other ones that I want you to track, is how many suspensions do you have active in your business? And the reason for this is often people will suspend like long-term and it's masked as a cancellation. One of the things that happened was when I was in the business, we wouldn't really let suspensions happen. But when we had, we would let them happen, but we wouldn't let people suspend for 8 weeks and be like, I'll let you know what's happening. But one of the things when our managers were in place, because they didn't want the active members and the numbers to be dropped, they would often start suspending people for 6 to 8 weeks. So we had to add this in. And you should have no more than 10% of your members on suspension, and make sure that you have really set rules and guidelines around that, like no suspensions longer than 2 or 4 weeks, and you can't suspend for X amount of period of time. And of course, guys, when people are suspending, you're giving them a call and trying to get them into online training anyway, just to cut that number down, but tracking how many people are suspended currently. The next couple of ones were like really, really a big focus for us. So, in our clubs, we wanted to help 30,000 people lose 5 kilos or more. Now, the way that we track that and we added into our KPIs is we would do photos of people like holding weight plates. If they lost 10 kilos, they held a 10 kilo weight plate or 10 kilo kettlebell, right? So that way we would track how many photos did we get uploaded of people hitting their goal. And I can't stress this enough. You must have a gym metric, right, of how successful is your program, because that's really what trumps all, right? What is success to you? It could be that success to you is someone giving you a video testimonial using Video Ask saying how you changed their life, or that they've left you a Google review saying how they've changed your life, or they've reached a 5, 10, 15, or 20 kilo goal. Whatever success is to you, make sure you add it into your KPIs as a gym metric so that you are tracking it every single week. And the next one is referrals. Okay. So obviously if you get a referral, a name, email, phone number, that will be in your leads, but we really want to track referrals, because we would spend 30 minutes every week where we'd kind of meet up together and focus on referrals, with every trainer in our business having to get 1 referral per week from our network or from their network, so that they're always focused on helping us hit our goals. And then what you do, guys, is you give yourself a total score. Okay. So I told you 10 metrics that you need to track. So you'd give yourself a score out of 10. Now, guys, if there's anything else you want to track, you want to add it to the document, but not as a part of the core 10 that I told you. You would add it below. Maybe there's a couple of other things that are really important to you. Now, how you get this done? So we would just do it in a Google Drive document that's saved, and every week we'll track it. Now, what you need to do is you need to book it in your diary to do this every single week for the next 6 to 8 weeks. You have to master how to do it first, right? And then what you can do, you can teach your VAs how to do it or someone else in your team to do it for you, but you must know how to do this at the start. Then what we'll do is we would organize a meeting off the back of it. So we had our Monday team meetings where we'd kind of tell everyone where we're at and all the most important numbers to them. And then also you want to have a 30-minute meeting with yourself and like the main people within the business to say, hey, this is how we've gone over the last couple of weeks. Here's what we're seeing, and here's kind of what we're going to be really focusing on. And guys, after you've tracked them for a month, I want you to set targets for yourself. So on our targets, we would make something green or red. If we hit our target, it was green. If we missed our target, it was red. There's no oranges. It's a very black and white thing. It's either you hit it or you didn't, okay? But what you'll do, like we already talked about, setting your active member target of, minimum +2 a week. So then, say if we work together, you add 104 members over the next year. But then you want to set yourself a lead target, trials sold, how many free, how many paid, what your trial revenue target is. You'll know your ad spend budget. Set a target on your no-shows. It should be under 10% of people that no-show. Your close rate as well. So if you get 5 trials starting a week and you're closing at 50%, is you should be closing over a month at least 10 new people onto a longer term program. You obviously have your target for cancellations, which should be above 93%. So that means if you have 100 members, you should lose no more than 7 members every single month. Your suspensions, I kind of told you that one was no more than 10% of current active members. Your gym metric on your performance, like ours was transformation photos. We would want to get 4 every single week from each club. And then also your referrals, guys, and people getting leads from outside of their network. So this would be 1 from every person within the business who's currently working with you. So if you have 4 staff, that number would be 4. And then what we can do is obviously change those targets. We can make them, higher. We can make them lower if you ever need. Generally, higher is better. Really try and push yourself. But then after that 4-week period, you're setting your targets. So, every single week I need to generate 15 leads. I need to get 7 people on a paid trial, 1 person on a free trial. I know that's going to give my business $1,400 in trial revenue. And you can kind of see as you're kind of following it along, is you can essentially start to become your own business coach at this stage But guys, if you share your numbers with any business coach who has amazing experience within the fitness industry, they will be able to identify your problem within about 10 minutes. It means you get more from your coaching programs. It means you're becoming a more professional business owner. And I just can't stress how important it is. So please, like if you've listened this far along in the podcast, right now, reach out to me. I can send you the document that we use. Send me a message on private message, or you find me on the gym growth group and I'll share with you across it because I'm so passionate about this. And then book it in your diary where you'll do it every single week for the next 6 to 8 weeks. You might like to continue to do it, or then you can delegate it to someone in your team. But I just can't stress how important it is. It's probably the most important thing that you can do within your business, so you can identify what's working, what isn't working, and make a customized game plan for your business, and not just look for tasks and tips and tricks from everyone posting on social and everything you read about. We want to customize what you need for your business and what's going to make the biggest improvements for you.